So I have lost 50 pounds this year, and I decided that this week I was going to eat a vegetarian diet this week only. And two reasons I want to do this is A, better digestive health. Vegetarian diets help with better digestive health because of the high fiber content in vegetarian diets. It promotes healthy digestion and can prevent issues such as constipation, which, if you increase your protein, you may know you have issues with. But you can also get increased nutrient intake while eating a vegetarian diet as well. A well planned vegetarian diet can provide high levels of essential nutrients, including vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. I have not been feeling great the past 3 to 4 weeks, maybe even longer than that. This has been no secret. I've been sharing this with you guys. I have been feeling really run down. I have been feeling lightheaded, and I have been experiencing major burnout, both emotionally and physically. I have been in a calorie deficit pretty much this whole entire year. And like I said earlier, I have lost over 50 pounds in just this year alone. I would hate to see my progress continue to stall or to even go the wrong way, which is up. We don't want that. But we don't want that because of the burnout. Like, I don't want it to go up because of the burnout. So I am taking it slower with my workouts, and I'm also going to be taking this week to experiment a bit with my meals. So here you see me making breakfast. I have 2 pieces of toast with half an avocado, some everything but the bagel seasoning. I did 2 eggs with half a cup of cottage cheese. So good if you're not doing that. Oh my gosh, it's so delicious. And then I got some mango as well. I love that this is just it's so high protein, and it was so satiating. It kept me full until lunch, which is the goal for me. So I did want to mention real quick, if you guys are interested in needing some extra motivation, needing community, needing support, come join my channel membership. More information is linked down below in the description box. You guys can come get weekly live streams. You can get support from not just me, but other people as well that are on the same journey. And it's just, I love the membership. I love the community that we are building. So if you want community, extra support, my members and I will voice messages to each other. I'm connecting with them on a deeper, more personal level, inspiring them. And if you need that or want that, then definitely come join the membership. And I'd love to have you. Some more information is listed down below in the description box. Now, while I won't be changing to a vegetarian lifestyle, I will be incorporating more meals like this into my meal plan because my body needs more of the extra nutritional benefits that beans, fruits, and veggies add. Also, I really need to start incorporating more fish into my diet because I haven't been doing that pretty much really at all. So yeah, I may do some meatless days or just add some chicken or lean ground beef or turkey to some of these meals that you guys are going to see throughout this week, or some meals that I have just printed out that I was perusing and found on the internet. So this lunch right here, I am creating a copycat Panera type bowl. I have some spring mix, some quinoa, some feta cheese, cucumber, tomato, Kalamata olives. I did some lemon juice. Did I mention the avocado? I think I mentioned everything. Did I mention the quinoa? I pre-made the quinoa this earlier, so I meal prepped it. And I just did it with some chicken broth to give it extra flavor. If you want extra, even more protein, you could always do it with bone broth and cook it with bone broth so you can get some extra protein. But yeah, I didn't get any. So I'm just topping this with some avocado, some lemon juice, and then also some Greek yogurt. Trying to get on the Greek yogurt is a substitute for sour cream trend. Sometimes I say yes. This day I say no, but it was still really, really good and I thoroughly enjoy it. And look at the nutrients in this bowl. I also forgot to tell you that I added some garbanzo beans for added fiber and protein. Panera who? Panera who? Why y'all making fun of me?
Panera who? That's why I just thought it was funny.
That was definitely good, and to me, more filling and also cheaper than what you're going to get at Panera. So for dinner tonight, we are having pasta. Okay, I have a couple of tips here. A, mix cottage cheese in with your pasta sauce and thank me later. It is so simple. You just take your pasta sauce, you take some cottage cheese, you blend it together in your blender. When you are done with boiling your noodles, add just a little bit of pasta water to loosen up your sauce. It's going to add more protein and more deliciousness. It tastes so freaking good. Also, if you're going to do pasta, do angel hair. Angel hair it's very thin, right? So because of that, you get so much more bang for your buck. It is still 200 calories, just like all of the other pastas. And it's so high volume. So I'm just adding some ricotta cheese on the side and then topping it with some Parmesan cheese for additional protein with both of them. And then I'm adding broccoli on the side for nutrients. So yeah, you could also do a high fiber, high protein pasta, but your girl is on a budget and those are a lot more expensive than the 98 cents that I'm spending on the Walmart brand of angel hair. This right here, oh my, if you don't make anything from this video, make this. This is like a pumpkin pie spice, what's it called? Devotion cake loaf. It is so freaking good. I'm going to have all of the ingredients on the screen. If you guys, like seriously, if you have not tried Devotion protein powders yet, you seriously need to. They are so good. I mix it with my yogurt. I mix it with my pancake mix. I make pancakes with them. I make these loaf cakes with them. They are so freaking delicious and so versatile. So you get a tub and you can use it so many different ways. There's also not a bunch of different additives or extra thing. It's just protein and I love that. I'm very sensitive to things and supplements, so it's just protein and delicious. So I just put this in the oven at 350 degrees for 20 minutes. I added raisins and walnuts and chocolate chips to the top, and oh my gosh, if you like raisins and walnuts, you need to not skip on this step because it totally makes it. So here I am putting it into the oven for 20 minutes. This is what it looks like when it came out. It is so good. When I tell you it's so good, it's so good. Now, it does not need anything extra, but I want it to be a little extra tonight. So I topped it with some sugar-free sundae syrup and then some fat-free Ready Whip. And when I tell you again, so good and so high protein and also high volume. Where are you going to get a cake like this with this much protein that is so filling and that tastes this good? For like a protein cake, like you could not taste the protein at all. So freaking good. Highly recommend that you make this if you haven't already. This is so freaking good. I'm telling you, if you don't have Devotion protein powder, you need to get it. I'll link it down below. I have a coupon code with the link down below. You can also save 10%. This is freaking delicious and it does not taste like protein at all. And it's so high volume. It is so full of protein and also fiber. So girl, this is so good. This is definitely by far my absolute favorite loaf cake that I've ever made with the Devotion things. It's so good. Now we are on to day 2, breakfast, and we are making a yogurt bowl. So all I'm going to do is take some plain non-fat Greek yogurt, add that to my bowl, get my Devotion Angel Food Cake protein powder. I'm telling you, you need it. It's linked down below. I also have a coupon code so you can save 10% off. I did half a scoop added to the yogurt, and then I took this skinny syrup, which is zero everything, zero carbs, zero sugar, zero calories. And you can also, it's also linked down below. You can use coupon code MGE10 to save on skinnymixes.com. Love them. So I just did a little mix that all together. I added some blueberries on top for some nutrients, antioxidants, and fiber. And then for some deliciousness and some carbs, I added this granola. So good. I have been obsessed with walnuts lately. So for some healthy fats, I added some walnuts. And of course, I had to add my fat-free Ready Whip because it just takes it over the edge a little bit. And then that is breakfast. It's so good. I've been loving yogurt bowls. I think they're so versatile because you could add so many different things to them, but they're also so good. And adding that protein powder to it bumps up the protein in the Greek yogurt, which is already high in protein. So this right here has to be my least favorite meal that I've made all week. I just took a prepackaged Asian style salad, put that down into a bowl. Then I did a cup of edamame. This is so good. If you're not eating edamame, we need to start eating this more. Like, oh my gosh, it's full of fiber, full of protein, so good for you. Then I took a serving of these light syrup, it was no sugar added mandarin oranges. And then I think I did like 10 grams of peanuts on top. And then I took this was wonton strips and then slivered almonds. And this obviously came in the salad pack. I did not want to use the whole thing, so I just used, it was a little more than half, okay? And then I took the salad dressing and I used half of that as well. And like I said, it was okay. It was my least favorite. It was packed in nutrients, okay? But definitely my least favorite. And then I needed to bump up the protein some more, so this was my favorite. This was my favorite of the meal, the Fairlife. Fairlife is so freaking good. If you haven't tried it, it doesn't taste like protein powder at all. It literally tastes like chocolate milk. So I will link some Fairlife down below as well, because if you have not tried it, you need to, because it is so freaking good. I mean, chocolate milk, delish. And it has 30 grams of protein. Sign me up. Now it's time for dinner, and it is breakfast for dinner tonight. We are going to be making pancakes with my Devotion Angel Food Cake. So you need half a scoop of that with a small banana. You just mash that into the protein powder. You don't have to do it this way. This is just how I chose to do it. And then you're going to take 20 grams of oats and pour that in there. You're going to take half a cup of egg whites, egg beaters. I personally like the taste of egg beaters, so sorry about that. By the way, I had to move it and I forgot to move the scale back up. So half a cup of egg whites. Mix that together, mix it good, and then I added just a little bit of vanilla. I was going to call it almond, but that's vanilla. And then I'm going to also add chocolate chips, because you can't have pancakes without chocolate chips. I mean, you can, but I really love chocolate chip pancakes. So just a serving, which is 15 grams. Mix that again together. And I'm going to spray a non-stick pan with non-stick spray. And is that what it's called? Whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about. This made 3 pancakes. It was a very good filling serving size. So just making these. The trick with protein pancakes is cook them low and slow. So don't have them super high. Really let them sit, and then you'll be able to flip them. I've done it before with protein pancakes where I have made a mess, but you have to let it sit for a little bit and make sure it is nice and formed before you start flipping. I use Devotion with I do just pancake mix a lot too, but it's really good. That is breakfast for dinner. Some strawberries for fiber. The Devotion pancakes, I did add some sugar-free maple syrup, and then I had 2 fried eggs. I didn't fry them like in oil or anything, but just non-stick spray. And then I just flipped them and then broke the yolk. So good. And then for dessert tonight, we're making a little something that some of y'all are going to be like, oh no, you shouldn't be eating this. But girl, let me tell you something. Balance. Look at my fiber for the day. I mean, hello. So I'm having a cup of ice cream with some cookie dough bite chunks, and it was mwah, chef's kiss delish. Breakfast for Wednesday was a yogurt bowl, just like on Tuesday. It was the same exact way. I made it the same exact way. And I was going to have something different, but I wasn't in the mood for it. So I was like, yogurt bowl again, it is. Actually, it was made a little bit different. I usually do half a scoop of devotion, but I was a little lower than I wanted to be in protein for this day. So I added a full scoop of the devotion protein powder instead. That's the only difference that I made. For lunch, this is a lot of food, okay? So I'm just warning you, it's also up higher in the calorie range, but you do not have to eat this whole thing. So what you're going to do is take a sweet potato, and you don't really need to spray it and add salt. I didn't really think it added much to it. And honestly, if you don't have the time to put it in your air fryer, I actually ended up doing it for 45 minutes because 30 minutes wasn't enough. If you don't have time, just put it in the microwave. I personally don't think it tastes any better in the oven or air fryer versus the microwave. Anyways, half a cup of black beans, half a cup of corn. I saw this in my refrigerator. I saw that it was just a little bit left. So I was like, let me go ahead and put this in there. But it is bell pepper. You can do it. You cannot. I wouldn't do it again. I wouldn't add this, but I just had it in my fridge. So that's why I added it. Anyways, cilantro, lots of it. I'm a huge fan. So if you're not a big fan, you probably don't want to use that much. But I used a ton. I used about a half of an avocado, chopped it up, and put it in the mixture as well. This, let me tell you, so freaking good, so delicious. Don't skip any of these steps except for the bell pepper. You don't have to put that in there. But I think this was such a delicious flavor combo. I added an ounce of feta cheese. Then I also, to season everything, added some garlic powder, some salt, some red pepper flakes. This, I feel, is a must. Even if you're not big on spice, it just gives it that little something and a little kick. It is perfect. Add some red onion, some lime juice, and this is so freaking delicious. So I ended up making this while my potato was in the air fryer. So like I said, I had 45 minutes to play around with. So I went ahead and I made this mixture, which only took a couple of minutes, by the way. And then I put the lid on it. I put it in the fridge so it could all the flavors could marry and come together. I'm telling you, this alone would be really good. But on top of the sweet potato, it was just so, so, so delicious. So here I am putting the lid on, putting into the fridge so it can marry and get cold and all that stuff. And then this is me trying to attempt to make sour cream. So Greek yogurt, I heard someone say garlic powder, salt, and then either lime juice or lemon juice. So that's what I did. It's a little bit better. It's a little more, I guess, less Greek yogurty with the garlic powder than it is with just the lemon juice and the salt. So have that for the top. I went ahead and I cut my sweet potato, smushed it down, mashed it a little bit, put some salt, and then put this mixture. Again, this is too much. This is a lot of food. This comes out to 715 calories, I believe. So this might be too much for you. Well, actually, this not alone, because I also had a Fairlife shake, and you'll see that in a minute. But this was so filling. 100% I am making this again. And then it didn't have enough protein for me. So again, I did end up adding a Fairlife, but I only ended up drinking half of it because this in itself was so delicious and so filling. So that is what it looks like. There's the macros for everything. So good, so high in fiber, so filling, so delicious. And I mean, it's just so colorful too. It's so beautiful. So this was lunch for Wednesday. And then I am going to be having some rice pudding for Thursday. And I was like, let me go ahead and make it. So I took half a cup of rice with half a cup of any milk that you have on hand. I usually would do almond milk, but all I had was whole milk. So that's what I used. So some vanilla, some cinnamon, measure with your heart, and sweeten it with whatever you want. I did half a tablespoon of monk sweet. You could also, monk fruit sweetener. You could do skinny syrup, stevia, whatever. And then I thought that raisins sounded really good. So I did about 20 grams of raisins. Put this in the microwave for 3 minutes. Watch it though, because it will start to come up to the top and it might overflow. So be careful with it and watch it. This is what it looks like. Let it cool down before, especially if you're going to put in devotion, because devotion will cook. Let it cool down. You see it's very, very toasty hot. It's fogging up the lens. But put in a scoop. So let it cool down for about 5 minutes. That's what I did. And then put in a scoop of your Angel Food Cake Devotion protein powder. And it is so delicious. This is now going to be another one of my breakfasts in the rotation. And I will show you on Thursday morning what I end up adding to this. But this, definitely adding this into the rotation. Like I said, it's so good. So I just went ahead and put the lid on it and put it in the fridge for the next day. This is my new favorite way to make this pizza. Just the cheese was so good. Anyways, now we are on to making Snickers salad. I did a YouTube short on this. Oh, it's so good. So you're going to cut up an apple, add some, I have light Cool Whip topping, and then you just mix that together. Put some sugar-free sundae syrup on top of it, then some mini chocolate chips. When I made the video, I did mini M&Ms, but you can do either. Put some peanuts on top it with some chocolate syrup, and girl, it tastes like a Snickers, but it has some fiber. It is so good. Let me know if you make it. I'm not going to tell you the measurements because everyone's macros are different. Just add what you want and make it your own. And just, tell me how delicious it is in the comments down below because you need to make this. It is so freaking good. Even my daughter is obsessed with these little apple concoctions that I've been making. Definitely make this and let me know what you think. I would also like to add that every single thing that I ate today was absolutely delicious. So today was definitely my favorite day of eating. Eating in a calorie deficit or eating higher fiber, eating higher protein, it doesn't have to be boring. And I hope that this is what I'm showing you in these videos, that food, you can still enjoy food and still get in all of the nutrients that you need while adding some treats in as well. So this day wasn't super high in protein, but it was still well over 100 at 127 grams. So I'm happy with that. I'm noticing it was definitely very difficult to not use any kind of supplements and to come up with the protein without using Fairlife shakes or Devotion. But anyways, this is the salad that I have coined the salad of the summer. It is my favorite. If you guys have been here for any length of time, you've seen this 100 times. I love this salad. It is spring mix, whatever fruits you like. I have berries, so strawberries, blueberries, and then mango. I did dried cranberries. That's mozzarella cheese I just put in there. Some roasted sunflower seeds, and then this raspberry vinaigrette. So good. Oh my gosh, it's so freaking good. I did miss the chicken though, I'm not gonna lie. And then for more protein, I just added some cottage cheese to the side. And this was lunch. Again, it's not super high in protein, but it was a super high in deliciousness. I know that sounds so corny. Now to snack. This was not in the original meal plan, but I had a craving and I honored it. So what I made the day before was so good that I made a little variation of it, and I added half a cup of black beans, half a cup of corn, some red onion, some cilantro, added some lemon juice, some salt, and I added to the side, because you can totally just eat this like as is, but I wanted Fritos. That's what I wanted. That was my craving that I was honoring. And I was like, let's go ahead and also add some fiber. And then also let's use up these black beans too. I still have more, but it was so good. And it was just like the perfect little refreshing dip. It was yummy and tasty. And then I also got to use my Fritos scoops. So this is balance, you guys. I'm going to tell you at the end of the video, A, how much I lost this week, and B, how I'm feeling, and all of the things and what I personally experienced from eating a vegetarian diet for the week. And some are some really positive things that I experienced. So I cannot wait to share that with you guys. And for dinner, we had breakfast yet again. So a hash brown patty, you find these in the freezer section. I got mine at Walmart. 2 eggs, 2 slices of toast, some butter, mango, half a cup of cottage cheese. Absolutely delicious. And then for dessert, I had me a built puff. I love these so much. 17 grams of protein, only 150 calories. So incredibly delicious. Such a treat. If you guys haven't tried Built Bars though, link is down below. Love them. You're going to love them too. And coupon code MGE10 is going to save you 10% off on builtbar.com. So same with Friday's breakfast. I didn't want to bore you by showing you the same redundant thing, but 2 eggs, 2 pieces of toast, half of an avocado, some mango, some cottage cheese, and some egg beaters for extra protein. I know this day is full of eggs, but I was craving an egg salad, so that is exactly what we're making for lunch. So 2 eggs, 30 grams of light mayonnaise. I mixed in some sweet relish, some avocado, some dill, some mustard, some red onion, and I had it on top of just white bread. I know I can up the fiber with some Dave's Killer Bread or something like that, but this is what we had on hand. And again, your girl is on a tight budget. And have you seen the prices of that bread? Okay. Anyways, so on the side, I decided that I wanted to have a cucumber salad. So we got cucumber, red onions, some chickpeas for added fiber and protein, and then of course some edamame for, again, added protein and fiber. And then I just topped that off with some Olive Garden dressing. And this was absolutely delicious. And then for dinner, super basic. Again, you guys already saw this, but oh my gosh, something about that 2 servings of mozzarella cheese. Oh, so good. Like just cheese and no pepperoni. So incredibly delicious. And then for dessert, I had another Devotion protein loaf. And it was just a scoop of Devotion, 20 grams of quick oats, 61 grams or a quarter cup of pure pumpkin, a quarter cup of egg beaters, and then some chocolate chips. And it was delish. So that was everything that I ate this week while I ate a vegetarian diet. And let me tell you, there was only one thing that I made that I did not enjoy. And it was still like, it was like my least favorite thing, but it still wasn't like horrible, right? So you can eat pretty dang good on a vegetarian diet. I will say there's a couple days that I missed meat, but overall, I am going to incorporate a vegetarian diet into my lifestyle about 2 to 3 times a week because I really enjoyed these meals. And on top of that, I really enjoy how I feel. The inflammation is down. I feel better. I started this video talking about burnout. Now, I also this whole entire week really cut out most of my exercise and have been really chill with doing yoga and meditation. So I've really been resting my body in addition to eating this vegetarian lifestyle. So I don't know if it's a combo of not exercising and adding the nutrients or if it's one or the other. But regardless, I feel great. I can tell my swelling is down, the inflammation is down, cravings. Oh my gosh. The desire to emotionally eat went down significantly. Cravings went down significantly. And I see nothing but amazingly huge benefits. Like I said, I will not be eating a vegetarian diet. I was just testing it out. And I'm glad that I did because I found some meals that I'm definitely going to be keeping in rotation. and I'm very excited to see how much I ended up losing this week. So let's get into see how much I lost and any further thoughts I may have. So 268.8 was my weight at the end of this week, which means that I lost 5.6 pounds in a week, which I think is actually really good because I ate more calories than I was eating when I was doing 75 soft a couple of weeks ago, and I was exercising twice a day and getting in like 8,000 plus steps a day. This week right here, I did very little activity because I have been experiencing major burnout. So I think that that's really, really good. Now, as far as how I felt throughout the week, at the beginning of the week, I definitely noticed that I was becoming very regular, which was very, very good because when you do a higher protein diet, you can tend to have problems with that. So that was something that was a big pro to this. I also was less bloated, which I was kind of concerned because sometimes when you start adding in a bunch of fiber, you will get super bloated, but I felt less bloated and I also felt less inflammation. And I also noticed that cravings went down drastically. Now, you guys are seeing as I'm talking some of my favorite foods that I made for the week. Again, I added variety. I enjoyed pretty much everything. I will say I do miss my chicken and my meat, but I am definitely going to be incorporating meals like this and incorporating more fiber in my diet in general. If this is something, if you're trying to get in more fiber, not necessarily have to be vegetarian or eat a vegetarian diet or anything like that, but you can totally take any of these recipes that I've shared with you guys and add any kind of meat to it. I definitely want to try this again, and I want to try tofu because I've never tried tofu, and I'm gonna be honest, I was a little afraid to, which is why it's not in here at all. And I just tried to keep the protein high with things like edamame, cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, and protein shakes, Devotion, which again is linked down below in the description box. And you guys can also get 10% off. And I also have my Built Bars linked down below as well. So make sure you check the description box. Also, don't forget about my channel membership, which more information down is also going to be listed down below in the description box. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one.